Hello.
आपले 3 चॅप्टर झालेत. तुम्ही घरी जाऊन वाचले? काही अडचण आली तर विचारा वापस. आज आपण नवीन चॅप्टर चालू करतोय. युअर फर्स्ट चॅप्टर. ओके, दॅट इज युअर लिव्हिंग वर्ल्ड. ओके, सो जेव्हा आपण बायोलॉजी हा शब्द ऐकतो किंवा बायोलॉजी स्टडी करतो, राईट, वी स्टडी वॉट? लिव्हिंग ऑर्गॅनिझम्स. नाव लिव्हिंग ऑर्गॅनिझम्स आर ऑफ वेरियस टाइप्स. बॅक्टेरिया इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड ॲज लिव्हिंग. Then protozoans and plants, animals, fungi. We call them as what? Living organisms, right? Do we call this podium as living organism? Do we call this desk as living organism? So what makes a difference between living and non-living things? Okay, things which can move. Okay, but plants, can they move? Very basic question. Can plants move? No, na? So just based upon the movement, we can't say yes. But living organisms, they undergo movement, except for plants, right? Fungi can undergo movement. Protozoans, animals, they all can undergo movement. Even bacteria is also motile, except for plants. They don't move. They stay at the one place. Very good. Next, growth. Very good. The living system, it shows growth, but non-living system, it does not show growth. Okay. Then next, what else you can think about? Respiration. Non-living things cannot respire, but in case of living organisms, we have one category. We call it as what? Anaerobic organisms. Anaerobic organisms, they do not undergo any type of respiration. Okay. What else? Products. Okay. What all we have? We have movement. then we have growth, we have respiration. Organ system, okay. So living systems have organ system, non-living things does not have organ system, but not all living things have organ system, okay. Protozoans and bacteria, they do not have any organ system. They are what? Unicellular organisms. A single cell is the complete organism. Just in case of plants, animals, and higher fungus, we have the organs. Okay. What else? Okay, they require food to live. Okay. Now she said in a very crude words and simple words. They require food to eat. But when we say food, okay, any organism, whether it is a bacteria, single cell, protozoan, single cell, okay, any living thing is gonna eat the food. Like say for example, what is the food of bacteria? What does bacteria eats? Have you ever thought about it? What the bacteria eats? It feeds upon carbohydrates directly, proteins, lipids. It absorbs it from the external medium. Okay. Then what protozoans feed upon? They feed upon bacteria. Okay. What plants feed upon? They don't feed upon anything. They synthesize their own food. They are called as what? Autotrophic organism. What animals feed on? Plants, then other animals. So we have herbivores in case of animals, those who feed only upon the vegetation, that is plant material. Then we have carnivores who feed upon the other organisms, right? Then we have omnivorous who prefer both of it, okay? Then we also have those who feed upon dead and decaying matter, okay, such as vulture, eagle. We call them as what? Tertiary consumers, right? And then we have fungus. Fungus, we have single cell fungus also, multi cell fungus also, okay. Now what does fungus feed upon? Fungus feed upon the dead and decaying matter. If you give a dead and decaying wooden log, on that what happens? The fungus comes, okay. So it is saprophytic. What is saprophytic mode of life? Means what? Those organisms who feed upon dead and decaying matter, they are called as what? Saprophytic. All right. So what are the basic properties of living organisms and the living world which makes them different from the other? The very first which we have seen is growth. That is, each and every living system, okay, or living organism is made up of cells. And according to the cell theory, we have seen a new cell is formed from the pre-existing cell. So what is the definition of growth? When I say growth, in what terms I'm talking about growth? By increase in number of cells. Okay. And when the number of cells increases, the complexity of that organism increases. Right? When we all were born, we were a small baby. Right? From that baby stage, we have went to toddler. That is, living organisms, they are able to convert organic matter to ATP. And living system is also able to use the ATP to combine with molecules to form organic matter. This phase is called as catabolism. This is called as anabolism.